Hello YouTube, we are 11 months post-complete hysterectomy and boy do I have an update for you. Hello YouTube, can you believe that we are 11 months post-op complete hysterectomy? I cannot. Laparoscopic complete hysterectomy. If you have not watched my other video, stop what you are doing, go back, it's linked below. Don't listen to anything in this video. I have no regrets. You don't need to watch to the end to know whether or not I regret getting the surgery. I have no regrets. I wish I had done it sooner. That's right. Looking back on the videos right after surgery, I had pain. I went back and I watched the video on me right after surgery. I'm about 5 hours and I woke up. There was a lot of pressure in my bladder area. I've had 2 C-sections and the doctor said that my bladder was stuck to my uterus. He had to spend time separating my bladder from my uterus, which is pressure in my rectum. My pain was pretty bad and I received 2 doses of pain medication. I'm on my way home. I will say the only 2 things that were hard for me post-op were the anesthesia, how tired I was, and constipation. That is what sticks out in my mind. But looking back on the footage, I had cramping in my abdomen and I felt a lot of pain in my rectum. The reason for that, and it is normal, is because when they do a laparoscopic surgery, they are moving your organs around to get to where they're going. And then those organs have a hard time going back to where they were. And that is also why you are so constipated after having surgeries. And they tell you to take stool softeners and Miralax. I had to cut straight to laxatives. I'm going to be TMI. They ended up having to do a suppository for the first time. And I can't believe I'm putting this on the internet, but I make content that is authentic, relatable, and informative because I want you to make an informed decision if you want to have a hysterectomy for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I just could not go to the bathroom. I wasn't on painkillers for very long, but my body just wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. And by day 7, I said, F this. And I called my mom and she was like, you could do a suppository. And I was like, what's that? And she gave me them and I went to the bathroom and then things started moving and I was normal from there. And I was dog tired for 5 days. I should have taken 6 weeks off of work. I am a single mom and I did not. I took 4.5 days off of work. I had my surgery on a Friday and I went back to work on Tuesday morning. I know. I work in healthcare, but I didn't have enough PTO to take off any more days. I wish I had been able to take more time off of work. I wish I had had someone to help me with my kids for at least 3 to 4 weeks. It has been so nice to not think about pads, tampons, PMS, any of that. My periods were unmanageable. I was bleeding through the heaviest tampons and pads that they sell. I would wake up in the middle of the night and there would be blood in my bed. I could not manage it. And my rage was really bad. I think it's PMDD, the thing that's worse than PMS. And I just couldn't handle it. I have not had a period for 11 months. I still think I have a cycle and I still break out once a month like I'm a teenager. Another thing that I have noticed is that my body odor has changed. If you've been pregnant, your body odor changes. One weird side effect I had with my second daughter is I never sweat. That was crazy. My body odor is different now, and the deodorant that I've used forever doesn't work anymore, or I don't know. So every body is different. So whether or not that happens for you, only you're going to know. And I hope people comment below. Tell me this has happened to you. Am I crazy? Tell me all the deets. So I still have a cycle and I break out once a month as normal, just like when I had my period. I think my body odor has changed. I don't think I smell worse, just different. Everyone wants to know about sex. But how much of my sex life do I want to put on the internet? Because once it's on the internet, it's never going away. I do have 3 friends that are very close to me that have had complete hysterectomies and they are married in serious relationships, whatever. And they said that their sex life did not change and they didn't give me any more information. I will tell you what you want to know. I will tell you. If you do not know, there are 5 incisions when you have this surgery. There are 4 on your stomach and then 1 in your belly button. And then they go in through your vagina to take out your uterus, and then they sew the top of your vagina shut. So at the top of my vagina, it is just sewn shut. There is no cervix and then uterus. They took out my cervix. When you get the IUD,
That's another thing that women go through is their partner going to feel their IUD or their IUD strings? I think after my hysterectomy, I took the time to learn my body, if that makes sense. And I can say that I have had really good climaxes. And I think it is because I took the time to learn my anatomy and my body. And I don't think it has to do with the fact that I had a hysterectomy. I have not had any hit the top or anything feel weird. Another thing is prolapsing. After my hysterectomy, my doctor told me that I wasn't necessarily at risk for prolapse because sometimes that can happen if you've had a vaginal birth. I have had 2 C-sections, but now every time I go to the bathroom and I have to strain, I have anxiety about my vagina prolapsing. It is an irrational fear. I know that it is not very common, but it does happen, and it could happen to me. It could happen to anybody, maybe. I don't know. I have no regrets. I wish I had done this surgery sooner. I bled like that for 1 year, and it was really hard to manage my life around something I had no control over. I feel fortunate that I found a provider that was listening to what I was going through and worked with me to find a solution to my problem. I didn't want to be on birth control. That had never helped me in the past. And I would have blood clots. I don't think I was technically hemorrhaging, but there were blood clots coming out of me, and I had to go to work. How do you live like that? I couldn't live like that. There were times where I was rocking my daughter to bed and I felt a clot come out of me. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll clean that up when she's asleep. Take care of yourself after this surgery. For me, if I had had 2 weeks off, I would have been back to myself in no time. But my resources are limited and I made it happen. I made it work. And here we are. I hope this video helps you make an informed decision. I hope more of us make videos like this because it is so cool hearing other people's experiences and whether or not they regret doing something and then how it was for them so we can gauge what it's going to be like for us. That is all I have. Thank you for being here. I will be a 1 year post-op on 10/4. I feel like that's a lucky date. When you have not had your period for 1 year, you're technically menopausal or premenopausal. I will also say I get hot flashes, but I've always been hot. During my pregnancies, it started, I would get so hot. Oh my God, I was dying and sweating, dripping in sweat. At one point, I thought my water had broke because I was dripping in so much sweat. And then after you give birth, your hormones again and you're hot and all these things. So I haven't gotten a flush of red and started sweating, but I do get really hot. That is my experience in full. Any questions, I will answer them. I will answer your questions. Please do not hesitate to ask me. I love interacting with you in the comments. It is my favorite place to be. I live in the comments. As always, thank you for watching. Remember, I am not like a regular mom. I'm a single mom. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.